I am Doris. I work as an international marketing specialist here at Tallinn University. And today I am going to tell you briefly about Estonia, about Tallinn University overall, and then I will give the floor to my colleagues who will give you more detailed information about the Comparative Literature and Cultural Semiotics program and Anthropology program. After that, I will tell you about more about admission and student life here at Tallinn University. In case you have any questions, feel free to write them to the chat box you see here. My colleague will answer them under the name of Tallinn University, of course. Later on, if you have any more questions, I will answer them directly here. So let's start. First, a few words about Estonia. As I said, we are a really, really small country in Europe, next to Latvia, Russia, and across the bay from Finland. Our area is approximately 45,000 square kilometers. So as I said, we are a small country with a population of about 1.3 million people. The capital city is Tallinn, so we are located in the capital. The population here is about 400,000. The currency is euro, as in many of the European Union countries. Additional to the European Union, we also belong to the Schengen area. So we have open borders with the rest of the Schengen area countries and also to NATO. Our official language is Estonian, but English and Russian are also widely spoken here. And we are a e-society. We have e-parking, e-voting, e-banking, name it. We have Wi-Fi access almost everywhere. This is actually true. And what we are, of course, really proud of is our Skype software that was developed by Estonian engineers. Moving to Estonia for EU, EEA citizens is a bit easier. You come here and then within 3 months you need to register yourself as a citizen of Tallinn. For non-EU, EEA citizens, it's easy as well, but a bit more things need to be done. You need to apply for a temporary residence permit for study and a visa at your nearest embassy. If you go to politsei.ee and vm.ee, which is the web page for Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you can see the detailed description of how you can get the right of temporary residence permit here. What are the documents that are required and what are the exact steps you need to do. So those two web pages will help you in the process. A lot of our applicants ask whether or not is it possible to work in Estonia while you study here. The answer is yes, you can work in Estonia, even full-time. But you have to be sure that you also manage to study full-time. When you start your search for a job, you can start with our Career and Counseling Center here. They can provide you some additional information about working here and give you advice. You can also go to workinestonia.com, where there is everything necessary, all the necessary information about working here and also already some job offers you can see. About Tallinn University. We are the third largest public university in Estonia. Tallinn University, as it is today, was established in 2005, so we are a rather young university. But actually the history dates back. But yeah, all the research and teaching under the name of Tallinn University has been present since 2005. At the moment, we have approximately 9,000 students studying here on BA, MA, and PhD level, among whom around 900 are foreign students. This 900 makes up of the degree students and exchange students. Most of our degree students are from Finland who study here, then from Russia, Latvia, Lithuania, Turkey, Georgia, Ukraine, and so on. We have more than 60 countries represented here. We have around 1,000 staff members, among whom about 9% are foreign academics, which is one of the highest percentages in Estonian universities. So the multicultural experience is guaranteed by the professors as well. And we have around 250 partner universities, which means when you come here to study and you would like to go study a semester or a year abroad, you have a variety of universities to choose among. And at the moment, we have 8 academic units here at Tallinn University. We have a leading role in developing and promoting the intelligent lifestyle in Estonia. And as a result, we have directed our activities and resources into 5 broad focus fields. So all the research or the studies, everything is done in those 5 broad focus fields, which are education and innovation, cultural competences, society and open governance, digital and media culture, and healthy and sustainable lifestyle. We believe into an individual approach to students. By that, I mean our courses are rather small. The students can always discuss different matters with the professors, with their course mates. We believe in interdisciplinarity, which means co-work across different disciplines. Additional to that, we have a favorable location. We are located right in the heart of the city center. So the old town, which belongs to the UNESCO World Heritage, is only 10 minutes walk away. The harbor is only 5 minutes walk away. Also, the bus station and airport are both close by. And today, our modern facilities include study rooms, classrooms, computer classes, everything necessary for a student. And we even have our own cinema hall here in the campus, where our students can go and watch films for free. But now a few words about the School of Humanities, which is one of the institutes here at Tallinn University. The School of Humanities is a merger of former several independent institutes, which are the Estonian Institute of Humanities, the Institute of Estonian Language and Literature, Institute of Slavonic Studies, Romance and German Studies, Institutes of History, and the Language Center. At the moment, the curricula and departments, all of them are gathered into 6 study areas, which are Asian Studies, Estonian Language and Culture, History, Cultural Theory, Russian and Eastern European Studies, and Western European Studies. Today, the School of Humanities is a competence center in humanities, and it's reflected in their curricula and also in their research networks. But now I will give the floor to my colleague, Anthropology, who will tell you more about the Comparative Literature and Cultural Semiotics program.
Hello, everybody. I'm Anthropology. I'm an associate professor of comparative literature and the head of the program. So I will tell a couple of words about the program. This is a program that offers an opportunity to study literatures and cultures comparatively from a theoretically informed perspective. So many students who apply to the program, they have studied, for example, English or French literature, and now they would like to broaden their perspective and study literature comparatively. So if you are interested in more than one literature, this is the right place for you. The second focus of the program is Cultural Semiotics, a field of strong tradition in Estonia. As you might know, world-famous semiotician Jüri Lotman worked at Tartu University in the second half of 20th century, and currently Tallinn University is housing the archives and the private library of Jüri Lotman and his wife Zara Mints. We also have Estonian Semiotics Repository Foundation, specifically founded to house the archives. And the researchers of the archive are among our faculty. So students who are interested in cultural semiotics are taught and supervised by these researchers. The duration of the program is 2 years, and the cost of the program is 830 euros per semester. So why to choose the program? It gives you an opportunity to study literature not only comparatively, but also in interaction with other forms of culture, such as visual culture, new media, etc. We have, for example, courses such as war in literature and film, where we explore the representation of war, not only in literature, but also in film, photography, and visual art. And next year we will have a course on utopia and dystopia in film and literature. So the second reason to choose the program is the fact that we have small study groups and also personal approach to students that tries to accommodate your personal research interest. We really try to support academically all of our students. We also have a very international study group with students from different continents, and we believe that this is really in the spirit of our program. And this is also something that students actually like very much, one of the points of attraction of our program. And the program is open to all students from humanities and social sciences. So if you have a BA degree in humanities or social sciences, you're free to apply to the program. So the faculty of the program is composed of the professors from all of the study areas of the School of Humanities. As Doris already mentioned, Western European studies such as English, French, German, Roman, Italian, then Russian and Eastern European studies, Asian studies, culture theory, and as already said, Estonian semiotics repository. Structure of the program. So the first 3 semesters are dedicated to the courses. We have general and introductory courses in the first semester, and then introductory courses are designed also to help those students who are less familiar with the study of literature. Then you have core courses throughout the 3 semesters, and I will show you some of our courses on the next slide. Then a new thing starting from the next year is an interdisciplinary project that gives you an opportunity to study a certain topic in a more practical way in cooperation with the students from other disciplines. So we are looking forward to develop this new course together with you. And we also have field-related practice. You are required to take on a practical position somewhere outside of the university. You can choose the place yourself. You can also we ask for guidance in finding the place. Some of our students work in language teaching, but many also help you organize international cultural events in Tallinn, for example, the Black Nights Film Festival in November, or a literary festival, Head Read, in May. And then the 4th semester of the program is for the master thesis, and we will have a master seminar that guides you through this process of thesis writing. And here you can see the list of some of our courses. As I already said, we have seminars, thematic seminars in comparative literature, such as war in literature and film, or dystopia and utopia in theory, literature and film, and then the wide range of other courses, some of them more theoretical and some of them more focused on specific literatures. We also offer scholarships, which are merit-based tuition scholarships, which means that they are given based on your admission results, and they cover your tuition. So after the graduation, actually our aim is to prepare you for a wide range of jobs that require strong skills in writing and critical thinking. Also, strong knowledge in languages and literatures and mechanism of cultural communication, fields such as education, publishing, cultural media, cultural diplomacy, governance, etc. And I can also tell that most of our students actually continue their studies in some PhD program, but our recent graduates also work in secondary and tertiary education, language teaching, and public relations. So much from me. If you have any questions, I'm happy to respond. If not, I will hand over to Carlo Cubero from Anthropology. Thank you for your interest in our program.
Hello, everybody. My name is Carlo. I'm Carlo Cubero, and I am associate professor in the Department of Anthropology and the coordinator of the anthropology curriculum. So I'm going to offer a brief talk about what is our program, particularly our master's degree program, which is in English, and walk you through the process, what you should expect, what we expect from you should you apply here and come here to study, and what are your career prospects for after graduation. A brief word about what is anthropology. In this day and age, I find it particularly difficult to make a clear distinction between the different humanities. Nowadays, all of the courses and research that you see being carried out is necessarily interdisciplinary. So you always have researchers and lecturers collaborating across fields. And this makes the distinction between one field and another very, very difficult and very problematic, such as where do you draw the line between, let's say, geography and sociology, or literature, or a novel and a poem. It becomes very blurry. However, and we like the way we define anthropology in our program is through a very specific approach towards the study of cultures. And there's two main characteristics that we pride ourselves on. One is the methodology of participant observation. That is that every single master project that goes through our program is based on actual direct experience and contact with the context under study. So what this means is that in between the second and third semester of the MA program, the candidate undergoes a period of fieldwork. They go to the site where they're interested in doing their thesis on, and they live there for around 2 months. Well, we expect them to live 2 months, but many students choose to stay longer. And based on that direct contact and that direct experience, they write their dissertation. Of course, this experience is always contextualized and related to a broader theoretical conversation that is occurring within anthropology. A second characteristic that we think is distinct and unique to anthropology in relation to the other disciplines is the notion of cultural relativism. But what we mean by this is that cultural relativism acknowledges that there's a variety of ways of understanding the world, and each one must be understood on its own terms, rather than subjecting it to like one field of knowledge, right? So this is a very difficult process whereby the researcher necessarily has to acknowledge his or her own position in relation to the place they're studying, but also take on board the reality of the context that they're studying. So, for example, I'm thinking off the top of my head some examples that come to mind. We have many of our MA candidates. They study religion or religious practices, whether it's the Hare Krishna movement or the Sufi movement in different parts of the world. And rather than look at religious practices or religious beliefs as a myth or a fiction or something that is a product of a false consciousness, all of our researchers, they take the belief system seriously and try to understand the world from the believer's point of view, rather than subject it to a theory or a knowledge that lies outside of it. which inevitably leads to a judgmental position on them. We believe that these two characteristics, participant observation and cultural relativism, are not only distinct contributions of anthropology, but they also function to make to produce a peculiar kind of knowledge, a specific kind of knowledge that is convincing and unique in relation to the other humanities. Within our curriculum, we offer an undergraduate and a graduate program. So our undergraduates program is bilingual. We teach it in Estonian and in English, and our master's degree is in English. Our undergraduate program, we have around 60 students registered, and for our MA, we have around 40. Something that we're particularly proud of is that we have a very active student community. Our students, graduates and undergraduates, collaborate in numerous projects. Specifically, they have founded a non-for-profit organization whose goal is to promote anthropology within Estonia. They, as part of this activity, part of their activities is that they go to schools to offer workshops to students in high school about what is anthropology. They organize outreach events in the city. They also coordinate small conferences and events with anthropology departments in Finland, Latvia, and in Lithuania. Within our master's degree program, as you can see on the slide, it is a 2-year program, but the majority of our students do it in 3 years because it's a long process to write up the dissertation. But within our master's curriculum, there are 2 tracks. One we call it the research degree, and this track is your standard master's program, which some of you may be familiar with, which is you produce text, a dissertation, a 50,000 word dissertation, where you explain and contextualize your material. We also have the second track is that we call it audiovisual ethnography. This is a course. This is a track that is held in collaboration with the film school in Tallinn University, and it is a track where master students get to produce a non-textual work as part of their dissertation. What I mean by non-text, I mean we have students that are producing documentary films, photo essays, museum installations, and sound recordings. They're using sound recordings as a means to present their research. This audiovisual ethnography is very young. We started it 3 years ago, and we have around 10 students registered in this program. And it's given that it's so new, we're very excited about the possibilities because we're still in the experimental phase with it. Once you have finished your master's degree, there is a possibility of continuing on to do PhD work within Tallinn University. This September actually, we're going to inaugurate a new program. It's a joint doctorate program in collaboration with the anthropology departments in Latvia and in Lithuania, whereby the PhD candidate, even though it's going to be, you would be theoretically be based in Tallinn University, you will be able to take courses and communicate with your peers and organize events in collaboration with anthropologists in Latvia and in Lithuania. This is a very new project. We've been working on it for a few years, but we're officially launching it in September, and we're very excited about its possibilities. Why choose anthropology? Well, this is very difficult or easy question to answer. If you come to study the master's program here, you will find a very cosmopolitan environment. Around 60% of our MAs are not Estonian. The majority of our masters are from Europe, but in our intake of this year, we have had people, students applying in from China, from Colombia, from Costa Rica, from the United States, amongst other, and from Cameroon as well. That we have a Cameroonian. So it is a very cosmopolitan. English is a common tongue. common tongue, sorry. And it's just, and because it is we have relatively small classrooms, it provides for a very intimate space among students, and it's a very much student-centered process. Our department has a regional expertise primarily in Europe, but we also produce works in the West Indies, in the Caribbean, in Turkey, India, and in China. Our program is an open program. That means that we accept candidates coming from all disciplines. We don't have a specification you can come to us from. We have had one of our current PhD candidates. He's a software programmer. He doesn't have much experience in the humanities, but he's doing a great. We're learning a lot from him, and he's learning a lot from us. What we do require is that you graduate with very good marks as part of your undergraduate degree. But what discipline you come from is not essential to be accepted to our program. As I've been mentioning before, while we do offer lectures, the core of your graduate experience is going to be based on a seminar-based. What I mean by seminar-based experience. What I mean by seminar, I mean that we get in a room, we sit in a circle, and we discuss a certain topic in a conversation with the course convener. Our curriculum is subconsciously designed so that it's not a taught curriculum, but it is a research-centered program. While you do have to take many classes, the most important aspect of what we care about the most in your experience is the production of your dissertation, whether it be a film, a sonic ethnography, or a text. Our staff is also very international and very cosmopolitan. Half of our staff are non-Estonians, and the bulk of them are not even from Europe. I myself am from the Caribbean. However, even though we're all non-Estonians, it is a very, very well networked and connected department. You see there a list of the different organizations that we're members of. We attend all these conferences and all these events that are listed there, and we actively encourage our graduate students to participate in these conferences, either to present, either as a means of a presentation, or actually participate in the organization of it. In 2014, our own department, we hosted the European Association of Social Anthropology Conference, which is the largest anthropology conference in Europe, and it was the largest conference held in Estonia up to that date. So this whole environment contributes to a research-based program, and it contributes to where you are actively networking with anthropologists from around the world. This is a list of some of the courses that we have offered and that we currently offer. The general expertise that our program is characterized by, at the moment we have 3 fields of research I would like to, we can compartmentalize our courses on. One is the field of audiovisual ethnography. That is a kind of anthropology that does not produce exclusively texts as part of their research material. Another field of research that we're interested in is in phenomenologically informed anthropology. That is an anthropology that is informed by experience. Right? It is we are interested in articulating not necessarily theoretical explanation for, let's say, religious practices, but get more in tune with what are the different affects and emotions and experiences that are attached to a religious experience. We have many students that are interested in environmental humanities. That is the relationship between nature and society. An overarching theme, I think, that groups all our projects together is a very strong commitment to what are the ethical implications of what is it that we're studying. And this necessarily takes us in the direction of an anthropology of modernity, an anthropology of capitalism, an anthropology of industrialization. So embedded in all our projects, whether they address asylum seeking, migration, or the experience of Sufi practitioners, embedded in all these dissertations, there is an analysis or a critique of modernity. Okay. And if the majority of as you've been gathering so far, Tallinn University is a very new university. We started in 2005. My department started in 2006. So we have actually graduated comparatively very few master's students. However, those that have graduated, 100% of them find employment within 3 months of graduation. Most of them have ended up working in their own businesses. They set up businesses themselves that deal with tourism or cultural organizations. Some have gone into teaching or the media, and the health sector, government, and a significant core, I would say like a third, end up continuing doing academic research. Okay, so that's it. That's all for me. If you have any questions, I gladly take them now, or you can find my email on the website, and we can gladly continue the conversation there. Okay, so thank you for your time. Thank you for coming, and looking forward to your emails and your questions.
So I hope you had a good overview of both of the programs. A few words about scholarships and study allowances as well. There's an Estonian National Scholarship Program, which you can apply to if you're going to be an MA student here at Tallinn University. The scholarship is 350 euros per month, and the deadline for application is March 31st. If you would like to know more about this scholarship and what are the required documents, then please go to studyinestonia.ee. There's the information about the scholarship. Also, study allowances are offered. One study allowance is a needs-based study allowance for students from financially disadvantaged backgrounds. And the allowance is 75 up to 220 euros per month. And for this allowance, you have to apply once, and you will get it during your studies. Another allowance is study allowance based in your study results. So if you have a good average grade and you apply for it, then there's a possibility you will get one. The study allowance for based on study results is 100 euros per month, and you will get it one semester. So each semester you have to apply once again, and your grades will be checked once again. About the admission requirements. First of all, what you need to keep in mind are the deadlines. The deadlines for non-EU EA citizens is 15th of April. The deadline for EU EA citizens and applicants from Turkey, Russia, Ukraine, and Georgia, the deadline is 1st of June. The first thing you need to do is that you need to fill in the online application in estonia.dreamapply.com. So this is where you have to start the application process. So keep in mind the web page, estonia.dreamapply.com. After that, when you have filled in the online application form and paid the application fee, which is 80 euros, you need to send to us by post the online application cover that needs to be printed and signed, and copy of your bachelor's degree certificate and transcript of records. And the translation is requested if the documents are not in English. And keep in mind that both of the copies and translations must be attested by a notary. Another thing, you need to prove your English proficiency. You need to have English at P2 level when you want to study here. One option is to prove it with the most well-known tests, as like, for example, IELTS or TOEFL. Or if you're close by or in Tallinn, you can carry out the language test here as well. After that, you need to upload to the online application system the copy of the identification page of your passport and the receipt that you have paid the application fee. Some of the countries have also country-specific requirements. For that, please go to tlu.ee/admissions and check whether or not the country you are from has some country-specific requirements or not. When you have done all that, you need to pass also the program-specific requirements that vary from program to program. For comparative literature and cultural semiotics, the program-specific requirements are statement of your research interests, a writing sample that needs to be 10 pages from your PA thesis, and an interview. You do not have to come to Estonia for that. The interview can be conducted via Skype. And according to those requirements, it will be decided if you got in or not. Hopefully, of course, you will get in. For program-specific requirements for anthropology are statement of research interest or outline of your research projects, and an essay based on assigned literature, and also an interview that can be done also via Skype. So a few words about the student life here as well. We have our student union that under which there are different organizations who do events for international and local students. You can always take part of the events or part of organizing the events. So what we have here is an international club that organizes events for international students. SM Tallinn for exchange students. We even have our own student TV that broadcasts the latest news. Culture club, sports club, photo club, cultural collectives as choirs, a symphony orchestra. We have our own students' cafe and even a childcare. About accommodation, Tallinn University has its own dormitory that's just around the corner, so close by. Those two photos you see here are from Tallinn University dormitory, so it looks nice. There are double rooms for the price of 170.50 euros per month. There's also a G4S dormitory that is also close by. There are double and single rooms for the price of 180 and 360 euros. Well, in Tallinn, everything is basically close by since we are a pretty small town. There's Deco dormitory, where there are also double and single rooms for the price of 150 and 300 euros per month. Of course, you always have the possibility to rent an apartment yourself with your friends or with your course mates. And as in every city, the prices vary. If you go to tlu.ee/housing, you can see more photos and more information about the dormitories. And also there are sites where you can look up different apartments which are for rent. So tlu.ee/housing. The approximate living costs here in Tallinn are about 300 up to 500 euros, and that does not include the accommodation. Here are just few examples of the prices. Student meals here in the university are 3 up to 7 euros, usually 3.50 up to 4. Public transportation is free of charge in Tallinn for the residents of Tallinn. Theater tickets 12 to 18 euros, concert tickets 8 to 13 euros, and so on. Just few examples here. We told you about the degree programs, but what we also offer are short courses during our summer and winter school. There are 3 week-long projects. The summer school is in July, this year from 11th to 29th of July. Winter school is usually in January. Among the participants, usually 85% of them are international participants from all over the world. During the summer school, there are usually 350 participants. During the winter school, much less, 50 or so. Why this difference is because during the summer school, we have a lot more courses, around 20 courses. During the winter school, only 4 or 5. So during the summer school, we offer different language courses, IT courses, courses in social sciences, and so on. Additional to courses, we also offer a cultural program. So the participants can go and visit museums, they can go to field trips outside of Tallinn, and so on. Actually, the registration process for this year's summer school is already opened. So if you go to summerschool.tlu.ee and find the course there that interests you, you can already register for the course. Also, a few photos of our campus here in the city center. As I said, we have a very favorable location. Everything is close by. Our main campus, all the names of the buildings have names in Latin, which represent certain traditions to the university, and also so our students will know in which building they need to go. Terra is the oldest building of Tallinn University. This is the building where all of the students who study here in Tallinn graduate. This building has the ceremony hall. Astra, this is the newest addition to Tallinn University, built in 2012. There are different laboratories. Silva is also known as the language building. Nova houses Baltic Film Media Arts and Communication School. So there are different film studios, television studios, and also the cinema hall is located there. Ursa, there they study fine arts. And Mare, which houses different seminar rooms, lecture rooms, and institutes. Just few photos of the facilities here. What I suggest you to do, in case you have any questions about the life here in Estonia, in Tallinn, or about the study programs, contact our student ambassadors. If you go to tlu.ee/ambassadors, each of the English-based program has their own representative. Few of the programs even have more than one representative. You can see their email from there, and you can write to them and ask what they think about studying here and what they think about the study programs. They are always more than happy to help you with your questions. And last but not least, what I suggest you to do is to follow us in social media as well. In Facebook, you can find us when you type in Tallinn University. We are also in VKontakte, that is Facebook for Russians. We are also in Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. In case you have any questions connected to the admission process, I suggest you to write to admissions@tlu.ee. Meanwhile, you can go to our webpage and get some more information from there.